more often than not. Anyway, hi, heidi ho. What's up? What's shaking? How you doing? What's up? Are you ready to learn some shit today? Uh, today I eased up on the call outs a little bit. This is more so a it's for all the parents out there, as well as if you happen to be a youngin' yourself, I guess. Yeah, we'll go with that. But definitely going to be very focused on a lot of the parental units, because there are many of us that have the little ones. I didn't play a single note last night. Did you play many? Young in brain, not so much in body. Well, I mean, there's that. You know, I'm still in bed, no coffee, no food yet. Limited learning potential so far. Eh. I mean, whatever. I don't. Okay. I don't know what the fuck you're saying, but okay. Anywho, just shake that one off, I guess. Etch a sketch, reset the brain. Brain cells have been officially outnumbered. Perfect. Thanks, bot. Anyway, so yeah, that's what we're gonna get to. Is the thing with the stuff at the with the things and the words and all of that shit. Oh fuck no. Oh fuck no. No sir. Mm-mm. No, that one is it's still a work in progress, and it's those who have managed to get an earful of it, that's the limit. Sorry, kids. If we do end up doing any previews and shit, that one is off the list. Sorry. Indeed. Yeah, I know you didn't. I was there. Even though I had to step away for a minute. I'm still waiting for frame shift. Keep waiting. Chicken nuggets of wisdom. Alright, perfect. Perfect. And what do you mean you're waiting for it? You've heard it. Sure. Go with drunk. We'll go with that. Why not? Why not? Alright. Got a little itchy nitchy there. Sweet and sour sauce. Perfect. So I can has it. No. Keep waiting. That one's getting a. That one's still in the process of getting a beef up. Yeah, there's a couple of things that I have to add to that one yet. There's a nice little acid line that needs to go in there. Yes, yes, it does. Because I teased it at the beginning. Yes, Ken has. Except the cheese part. I'll take the burger. Skip the cheese. Acid! Yep, that's the stuff. Yeah, that track needs to. I need to finish the acid line, and I need to beef up the rest of it. So yeah. Well, I hear a lot of that. That's how I read it. Too funny. So, how's your week going? Oh, sorry. I had to get up early to take Jason to a dentist appointment that she promptly about faced us out of. My wife, when we got back to the house, was like, yes, it's Monday. Sure, go with that. My wife's like, wow, that was quick. I said, well, you know what they say, the sooner the meltdown, the quicker you can get out of there. So yeah, that didn't happen. Yeah. I woke up at 2 a.m. Well, fun. Not so much. I'll be gone this weekend, so I won't be here Sunday tomorrow. Roger. Gotcha. Not last night, but the night before, I woke up at 1:15 in the morning. Because I apparently had like another couple hour nap in the chair here, I guess. Because that's my life now. I nap in the chair. Go out and do fun things. Since when? Those two things are like mutually exclusive. There's going out or there's having fun. So I disagree with you. Hole isn't healing right. Giggity. Other than that, going to a book signing. But that means people. I'm gonna go through his date things. Fair enough. I could see why that would be an emotional time. Makes sense to me. Well then. I tried to be undisabled yesterday. Why? Why would you try to do that? Book nerds, okay, fine. Many of whom are probably introverts. So I get it. Yeah, why would you try to be undisabled? You know it's not going to go well. Yes, less people, more cats. I agree with that. For the fridge magnet my wife has, it says, if my dog doesn't like you, I don't like you either. Which, I mean, that's kind of a widespread, because my dogs like anybody, pretty much. You know, after they come over and Django noses you in the crotch a couple of times. Just for good measure, because that's what he is. All the cats, that is right. All of the cats. Wanted to push myself and not use walking aids. Okay, that was dumb. Again, why would you do that? Especially when you know in advance it's not gonna go well. Yeah. I can't even picture it now. I shudder to think leaving my house without one. Because I know it's not gonna go well. Like, fuck, I can barely make it out of the office here without it. Indie author. The event is indie authors. Perfect. I wonder if I should show up. Oh no, wait, they're probably indie authors that have sold more than a dozen books. That's not me. Yeah, I got nothing. Yeah, don't do that. That's what they are there for. They are there for you to use. So use them. You silly, silly ass goose. Did Twitch freeze on you? Or did your brain freeze on you? I don't know. I don't know why I'm saying the things that I do. I got nothing either. I don't know. Here's what I know.
I don't speak English. Fuck off.
There you go. Oh, look, my phone just notified me I'm live. Thanks, phone. Appreciate it. Alrighty. I'm eating marshmallows again. Oh, okay. I didn't know the first time you were doing it, but okay. I'm glad to hear you're doing it again. I'm beginning to think it may have been internal ableism. Yeah, maybe. Or disableism. Anyway. Sorry, yeah, whatever. I say things. Let's have a look at our weather. Oh, it's 10 degrees out today. Nice. Oh, by the way, I forgot to mention...
Trans rights are human rights, and if you don't agree, you can fuck off.
Now that I got that out of my system. Alright. Shall we begin? Eating marshmallows and being sad yesterday. Today I'm just eating marshmallows. Well, I mean, that's a step in the right direction. Marshmallows do tend to make people a little bit happier. It is true. Hockey docky. How many of us in the room have got kids under the age of 18? I do. And I have that many. You got 3. There you go. Well, this past weekend, I came across a rather interesting set of papers. Yeah, okay, sure. Sorry, wife distracted me. I think I have 2 of them around here somewhere. Perfect. Niece and nephew, there you go. Alright, now, how many of those are affected with the ADHD? The lovely spicy brain known as the ADHD. Because if so, or if you happen to have been lucky enough to have been a kid yourself with the ADHD, of a geriatric cat who recently discovered a hunger for human toes. Perfect. That's called pussyfoot. Anyway. For those of us that do remember that far back, Harold and I have a very hard time doing it, but I happen to think about the support level that I got after when I turned 18, which was next to about nothing. So, if you've got it or your kid has it, think about what happened if you knew about it back then. I know, I'm such an edgelord. Think about what happened when you turned 18. If you knew that you had it, and you turned 18, in my experience, again, I can speak for me, yeah, the support basically dried up. It became non-existent. Support at 18 plus. Let me guess. Is that a I support single mothers joke? So, if you can remember that far back, and if you happen to fall under this category, I thought it was just broken and not good enough at 18. Didn't most of us? Only squirrels, yes. Now, from what I understand, nowadays is not much better. Apparently, according to many, the support just seems to stop. There are wait lists for adult services that turned out to be months and or years long. New clinicians seem vaguely confused why an adult was presenting with ADHD. Treatment just quietly falls apart, and nobody really notices when things get bad. I just mean an 18 and after. I see. Yeah, I see. Okay. Now that makes more sense. Yeah. Yeah, it was just some kind of weirdo. Yep. My kids will have to work with me. Mama didn't have. Well, I mean, from you guys, yes. From the system, maybe not so much. Which is kind of what this topic goes into a bit. So, to be rather... Hang on, I just gotta compress my word pad here so I can read it better. I'm told you need to stop being lazy and try harder. Anybody else's parents tell them that they needed to stop being lazy and try harder. See, I wasn't going to come with the callouts. At least not that heavily anyway. I see poets got them though. Never good, and I was never good enough at anything. So much for no callouts today, huh? See? I told you I was going to go easy. Poet decided Poet wanted to play with fire, so there we go. Somebody gave Poet fire. But yeah. Almost told me I need to go to therapy so my therapist could fix me. Yeah. Love it when they tell you shit like that. My wife told me that. Mother no, grandmother yes. You just get it together, you have so much potential. Oh boy, here we go. We're not going down this rabbit hole. That's gonna get us way the fuck off track. Alright. That wasn't a call out, try harder. Alex will have sports after 18 between life skill classes. Your sport worker already prepping for any when he is 18. Nice. Yeah, I heard that one get thrown around a lot too. Alright, so I'd like to be very clear about something before we get into the research. What happened to you or your kid at that transition point is not a personal failure. It is a structural failure. It is documented internationally across more than 1 million patients. Take that number into account. Over 1 million patients. And it happens everywhere. So, the idea today is that we're going to talk about the research, what it actually calls the transition cliff. By the way, this is also today's Substack article, so if you want to actually read it rather than listen to me drone on, it's there. Check it out. If you're in the Discord, there will be a link to it. It automatically populates. It's up in the Substack articles folder, way up at the top. Anyway, so yes, the research actually calls it a transition cliff. And we're talking about what to do about it because the system is not going to fix itself probably in our timeline. Hell yeah, we were ready for that shit. Perfect. It wasn't until after college, 21, 22, started to flounder. Yeah, I started getting more into fish at that age too. Alrighty, let us carry on. Okay, so first I need to say something that I think doesn't get said enough. A lot of the late diagnoses, so adults that are sitting with a new diagnosis in their 30s, 40s, 50s. I'm not one of them, but I know some of you are. They're wondering how they got here. The answer is often not that they were missed as kids. A lot of them were diagnosed, treated, managed, and then handed a referral slip at 18 and lost. My mom told me stick it out, push through. Medical leave of absence from college. Yeah, just tough it up, right? Well, I know how I got here. I blame mama. That's fair. Anyway, the treatment stopped. The ADHD didn't. Years passed, and now they're sitting across from a clinician trying to explain a lifetime of consequences that trace back to a gap that opened up when they were 18 years old, and the system decided that they were somebody else's problem. Growing up in a backwater system. Yes. A backwater system like Tatooine. Or Delburn. Take your pick. Getting ready to see who's 15 because they're waitlist work. There you go. Well, hot diggity fuck, look at you. Dan, mama's on the ball. What the hell? Oh, yeah. Oh, gotta love them waitlists. And they're just getting longer. They really are. They're just getting longer and longer and longer. Because of, and this isn't part of my notes, but because of, or did I write this down? I don't remember. Anyway, but because of cuts to healthcare, right, all over the place, constant cuts to healthcare, and then, you know, you don't have enough doctors, nurses, diagnosticians, clinicians, psychiatrists, mental health professionals, all of that. And then more and more people, now that the research is getting better and better, more and more people are discovering about themselves. Shit, I have ADHD. Shit, I have autism. Right? Stuff like that. And so these wait lists are just going to get longer and longer until the problem is solved. And it's not going to be something that is, shit ain't going to fix itself, right? I get here, we're on the internet, showed me after my PhD grade, we realized we're like, join the cult, that's right. One of us. One of us. Fair enough. Anyway, so what I'm saying is not a personal narrative about resistance or failure. It's a documented pattern. And it's documented in numbers that should make anyone who designs healthcare systems genuinely uncomfortable. Now, it should be, but money, right? Always comes down to fucking money. Anyway, a lot of late diagnoses aren't late either. They're re-diagnoses. Mine was. Twice. The first one got lost when the system decided 18 was close enough and that'll be fine. Right? Because maybe you'll outgrow it. Shit like that. So, if you guys don't recall, I know I mentioned it before, I was originally diagnosed at 7, then again at 23, then again at 43. So, you know, just to be sure. Just to totally be sure. So, if you have ADHD, what happened to your support when you turned 18? Did you lose it? Did it transfer smoothly? Do you even know that there was supposed to be a handoff? Never had it. Well, I mean, for those that did, smartass. And now here's the part where we're like, I don't think any of us were, yeah. Mine was not a smooth handoff. At all. I got a rock. There you go. My area, they are approximately seminars, workshops available for parents. That is awesome. Not so much out here that I have seen, though I have seen some. My therapist / diagnostician / psychologist actually had set up a program for late diagnosed women in the area, which I thought was pretty great. Never even remotely properly assessed. now that I think about it, going back that far, okay, so this would have been over 42 years ago. Do you think that I was properly assessed? This would have been back in 1983. Back with a lot of support programs, but again, waitlist. Yeah. Well, and honestly, that puts a check mark in the box for Ontario to me, because I didn't even think they had that. But it's good to know that they do. Yes, wife, I'll get to you. Driving to work, I will listen and yell at you later. Whatever. Whatever, Nadia. What do you got here? 14? Okay, we're good. Based on my notes here anyway, ballparking this. I'm getting better at this coaching stream bullshit. Lucky most of it within an hour drive. Even better. That's even better. All right. So the main source that I'm pulling this from is pinned up at the top of the chat. Unless you're watching here on YouTube, in which case, sorry, it's over on Twitch. But that is the main paper that I'm pulling from. Okay? So if you want to have a look at it, have a look at it. Roxy! Foxy Roxy! Let's see, you're in the 80s and AFAB. Yep. Yeah, absolutely that. Okay, so anyway, the numbers. Here we go. Transition. Sorry, I misread that. The research. Okay, so 2026 paper. This came out last month, I think. No, within the last 2 weeks. This paper, that link there. I believe it came out in the last 2 weeks. It is by Cabalguin and colleagues. I don't know if I butchered that name or what the fuck. Anyway, they reviewed the transition of ADHD care from adolescent to adult services and laid out practical proposals for what should happen differently. The data they're building on is from one of the largest studies ever done on this question. So it is a big, big ass study. Now, the other source that I am pulling from, or other sources that I am pulling from, one is published in Lancet Psychiatry from 2024. And as always, if you guys want all of the resources that I'm pulling from, DM me, I'll send them all to you. But, okay, so published in Lancet Psychiatry in 2024, retrospective observational study over 1.2 million people with ADHD. So again, this is the largest study of its kind, hands down. 8 countries: Australia, Denmark, Netherlands, Norway, Sweden, UK, and the US, tracking medication dispensing data from 2010 to 2020. What they found: within 1 year of starting treatment, 65% of children remained on medication, 47% of adolescents, 39% of young adults. And this is the number: the age at which discontinuation was the highest was 18 to 19 years old. Every single country, same pattern. Anybody want to guess why that is? Can you guess? Enlighten me. Come on, you can do it. It's like an open book test. It's like I already gave you the answer. And what happened after they stopped? Only 2 to 3% of people who received no follow-up treatment reinitiated per year. The gap opened and it mostly stayed open. Now, the ADHD obviously did not resolve. Symptom persistence in young adults is well documented. These people didn't stop needing treatment, they just stopped getting it. I'm sorry that you're making dinner too, I guess. You cease to exist in the system. That's probably the most accurate way of putting it. Or at the very least, that problem ceased to exist in the minds of some of those in the medical field. Also, finding a psychiatrist who will prescribe ADHD meds is hard. It can be, depending on your area. I want to say some of them are getting better, because I was going to make the AFAB, people of color, you know, that kind of thing, because the research is getting better on those groups, thankfully. But, yeah, unfortunately, it's still not perfect. So, they didn't stop needing treatment, they stopped getting it. The most dangerous age for an ADHD brain to lose its support structure is 18 to 19. And that is exactly when the system is most likely to remove it. Why 18? Because that's where the pediatric file closes. I'm here, what did I miss? You missed a rewind button. Anyway, at 18, that's where the pediatric file closes. That's where the referral to adult services gets handed over. And adult services in most systems have the beloved fucking wait list. A different building, different paperwork, and clinicians who may have seen very few adults with ADHD because adult ADHD services are chronically under-resourced, as we had already mentioned. So, recap for me, those who do have kids under 18. How old are your kids right now? Have you had any conversation with their current provider about what transition will look like? My kid's seen way faster than me. Mine too. Right? Again, because, yeah, the resources are getting better. Getting better. But, you know, they're not perfect, of course. 15 and 12. Right? Mine is 13. You all know that. Nadia is our younger, and youngest. Poets is 6 months and covered in fur. I don't know. What do you mean, clinician? Let me just back up. Okay, so clinician, have you talked to their doctor? Their clinician, whoever sees them. Be it a pediatrician, be it a family doctor, be it a whomever. Be it a psychiatrist, psychologist, therapist. Pick one, your choice. 8 and 4 years, 9 and 15. I'm excluded from just about everything. As in... what are you saying? As in Shist does all that? Is that what you're telling me? Alex has moved to our family doctor. So my question then is, have you spoken to your family doctor about it? About what it... And again, did you guys say you're doing all of the prep work and whatnot? I'm assuming that means that you have talked to your doctor about it. I'm assuming. Dan says yes. That's a support worker's job here. Okay. But again, you've spoken to somebody about it. And I get told nothing. See, and that's where I have it different, because she does most of it, and then I get told a little bit, but I have to sometimes ask. Or I get told, hey, you're taking her, and then I get expected to remember all of the shit that was said. Yeah, that's a good time. And by good time, I mean that's not a good time. Alright, next segment is going to be the long one. We're going to wait on that one until after the self-care break, because we got about 5 minutes until that. So, those of you that are hanging in the background, hi, Vespa. I hope you guys are learning something, if you guys got kidlets or have been through this shit so far. So yeah, there we go. But yeah, just gonna do a quick little pause in the edumacating while we wind down for a self-care break. And the reason for that is because I used up all of my snoozes on Sunday. So I gotta wait for them to recharge. I learned how to serve customers. Does that count? I mean, sure. Sure it does. Why wouldn't it? Coffee. You hit 75.3. Hoorah! Just you wait until I put in the 100,000 one. Gonna do it after break. Are ya? You want to take that long slog up to 100K? Contact Niagara, the handles all. Gotcha. Huh. Well, again, you guys are, you know, obviously ahead of the curve there. I will have a self-care break in about 2 minutes. Don't you worry. Don't you worry your pretty little head about that. I got that covered. I got a finger on the button over here. Not telling you what button it is.
90% of the time, I have no idea what the fuck I'm talking about.
It's that button. That button right there. That's the one. Anyway. But, yeah, if you are showing up a little after the start, of course, we're talking about what happens to ADHD kids when they turn 18. What happens to them? Another big thing is that ends at 18 is formal education. Was identified at 21, but I was in university, so I still had support because I was. So I still had support because I was still in school. Oh, that's cool. 11, 10, 7. Youngest are diagnosed. All right. Well, there we go. Hookly dokley. Here's what we're going to do. Time for that self-care break. Grab yourself that water, that snack, whatever it is you need to do. We're discussing. It does apply for both. However, because of the limited amount of supports that autism does get in and of itself, primarily ADHD focused. Primarily. Doesn't mean exclusively. Anyway, snack time, water time, bathroom time, kick the dog time, whatever time it is. Miller time, just, yeah, whatever, you did the thing with this stuff.
After these messages,
You know the
we'll
one.
be right back.
My body, your body, my body,
Welcome to another episode of Nobody Asked, the segment where we give you information that nobody asked for.
Corn dextrin is used as a thickening agent in junk food, but also as a binding agent for fireworks and glue on envelopes and postage stamps.
This has been Nobody Asked.
You drink water, but are you drinking it efficiently? At ADHD Incorporated, we've redefined hydration with Hydrator, the world's first emotionally intelligent water bottle.
It's been 7 hours since your last sip, Kyle.
What? How the fuck do you know what my name is?
Your Fitbit told me. Again.
Hydrator syncs to your wearables, phone, and inner guilt. Using our patented shame stream technology, it reminds you to hydrate through subtle humiliation.
We used to argue about water, but now Hydrator does it for us.
Dehydration detected in parental unit.
Leave me alone. Linda, shut this damn thing off already.
Hydrator. Stay wet, stay watched, stay compliant. Hydrator is not responsible for overhydration, marital disputes, or feelings of being surveilled. Information collected by Hydrator is definitely not sold to the highest bidder in this hyper-capitalist economy. No, we certainly wouldn't do that. ADHD Incorporated. Self-care, but with consequences.
Did you eat some nuts and now have angry squirrels chasing you?
Accidentally summon a demon that let loose in your neighborhood and now everyone's homeless?
I farted 3 minutes ago!
Harold, get out of here!
And I felt it run behind my knees!
Security, Harold's in here again.
I don't want to go!
Lick a pole only to find out it was frozen?
You mean metal, right?
It was mine!
God damn it, Harold.
I'm JP Schuster.
And I'm CB Mooster.
And we're here to fight for you.
Automotive accidents.
Medical malpractice.
Workplace injury.
Exorcism gone wrong.
Call Schuster and Mooster at 1-800-PUMP-STAR.
You're just here to inflate our numbers.
I'll grab my hose.
Schuster and Mooster.
Attorneys at law.
I like my cookies.
I also like your cookies.
I like your cookies too!
Harold!
In the criminal justice system, squirrel-based offenses are considered especially heinous. In the Squirrel Station, the dedicated detectives who investigate these vicious felonies are members of an elite squad known as the Special Squirrel Unit. These are their stories.
After coming to an agreement with the Cult of 13, Sergeant Chris enjoys some well-earned time off. Meanwhile, Danny and Desi investigate a local fair, only to be met by an emotional support dragon. Tune in for a brand new episode of Squirrel Squad 6, Tuesday nights at 9, only on Channel 80 in HD.
When Town Square is in need of a hero, there's only one man you can count on. When the treehouse is on fire yet again, there's only one name you can trust. And when the lounge needs a party machine to throw down, there's just one name you can call. Coming to Channel ADHD Premium this summer. Robo Schust. Part man. Part machine. All beard. Robo Schust. Only on Channel 80 HD Premium this summer. Rated R.
Because why wouldn't it be? Agreement my ass. I mean, that tracks. That tracks. But it made for a good story arc that never got concluded. Part of the reason many young adults don't get sports and accommodation at post-secondary level is the system relies on the student walking into disability services and starting the process. Many young adults just don't know that they need to or will not take the step, so they fall between the cracks. Yeah, that sounds about right. Make me a VIP. Django, stop your whining and shut up. Yes, it's another dog. Other dogs happen. You fucking meat pie. Da 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 da! You get a pink diamond. Purple. Hooray for pink diamonds! Yay! Woohoo! Now I'm going to put in that 100,000 one. Can't wait. I just need to remember to do it. I just keep forgetting. Oh well. Alrighty. Continuing on our educational period. Hopefully you guys did get some water or a snack in the bathroom and have a stretch or whatever you needed to do. I did. Even though I didn't refill my coffee, but I totally should have. But that's alright. It can wait. Okie day. Why 18 is the worst possible age for a handoff? I said hand off before any of you get any ideas. So this is specifically why I'll never get VIP. Like you need it. Green Sword beats Pink Diamond. You can already post links. Yes, silly ass. Yeah, wait till you find out what 100,000 is. Thank you. Just you wait. Anywho. So here's why 18 is the worst possible moment to do what's called a cold transfer. Because it's not just logistically inconvenient, it's neurologically and developmentally the hardest point. Because first, your prefrontal cortex, which would be the regulatory system for which ADHD specifically impairs, does not reach full development until the mid-20s. Bring pizza and gives out. That's right. For 100K, Jay will show up with a pizza. Anyway, yes, your prefrontal cortex does not reach full development until your mid-20s. So an 18-year-old with ADHD is managing the peak demands of independence, new living situations, financial decisions, relationships, post-secondary education, as we were just talking about, and work at that exact point when their regulatory system is still incomplete and their external scaffolding just got fucking ripped away from them. Demon hugs all around. Yep. Sorry, I thought that was my wife again. Second, the model mismatch. So pediatric ADHD services and autism services are built around parental involvement. Parents attend appointments. They manage the medication in the case of ADHD. They communicate with schools. They are the external scaffolding. Adult services are built around self-advocacy. Again, as Roxy just pointed out. The patient books their own appointments, navigates their own referrals, advocates with a new clinician who doesn't have their history. And it's not a gradual transition. It's a vertical drop from one model to another, which is why they call it the transition cliff. Sorry, just skimming my notes. Anyway, so here's the part that pisses me off. And I'm sure many of you sort of prefer for it at age 13. Well, look at you being a better parent than who have got in the sheet here. Anyway, so the part that pisses me off, mostly because I had to endure it myself. The skills you need to navigate the adult healthcare system, that be making phone calls, tracking wait lists, filling in forms, explaining your diagnosis to a stranger, who, by the way, may or may not believe you, are specifically the skills that ADHD impairs the most. The system requires you to be the most capable at exactly the moments your diagnosis makes you the least capable for those tasks. Using the 30% rule, 18-year-old with ADHD is the equivalent of 12 and a half. Is it 12 and a half? I thought it was older than that. Yep, 12 and a half. You're right. Sorry, my internal calculator was like, no. It's 12.6, but close enough. But yeah, that's the part that pisses me off. And I'm sure many others. That you're supposed to handle all of this stuff while basically your brain is not really equipped to handle all of this. So the adult ADHD system is designed for people who don't have ADHD. And then it wonders why people with ADHD fall through the fucking cracks. My brain is soup. Mine's banana pudding. My mother taught me many life lessons and what not to do as a mother, so I want to make sure my kids get what I didn't. And that's fair. Because as parents, we all want our kids to have better than we did. Especially those of us who went without. You're not following? Okay. The adult ADHD system, the medical system, is designed for people who don't have ADHD at all. In other words, the people who can track the meetings, do the follow-ups, remember the appointments, etc., etc. Yogurt with a small piece of fruit. Do I want to know what kind of fruit? Shut up. All right. I'm assuming that made better sense. Okay, so these, what brain I think hamster that runs my wheel died. Well, maybe it's just going on inertia. In which case, I get it. All right, the third is risk timing. Adolescence and early adulthood, rather, are when ADHD-related risks peak. Substance use escalates. Academic trajectories diverge, i.e. college and things like that. Employment and financial decisions start to have long-term consequences. So this is not the moment that they want to be removing treatment. This is the moment when treatment matters most, is when they are turning 18, 19, and going into college, the workplace, where they need to be able to handle these things. Someone's calling me, you gotta go. Sorry, again, reading my notes. Welcome to the broken system. And that is my afternoon med alarm. So remember, if you have to take afternoon meds, then don't forget to do that. And on that note, question for you. Speaking of welcome to a broken system. Yeah, J-meds. What is the hardest part, in your opinion, of navigating the adult healthcare system with ADHD? Makes sense. It's a hard time. Well, I had a hard time all the time at 18. The red tape. Sounds like that tracks. What broke down for you specifically? Crazy fish lady. Remember to make appointments and that I have a doctor. Yeah, that'd be one. That sounds similar for me. Remembering to make my own appointments. I don't know. How's everybody doing so far? Not too heavy on the call-outs, eh? Anybody else? What is the hardest part of navigating the adult healthcare system? Remembering that you have a doctor, remembering to make your own appointments. Don't have a problem with the medical system. My doc's pretty awesome. Pretty lucky. Other people, however, a different story. Fair enough. Remembering my meds, tracking appointments. And they took months to get them. Half the time I forgot I had the appointment. Oh, yeah. Me too. I have a habit on, because again, my wife and I share a Google Calendar so that we don't, like, book over top of each other kind of thing. Right? I don't make an appointment when she's got a client or whatever. Some shit like that. That was my last drink appointment. Getting seen and not thrown into a padded room. That'll do it. Fuck, where was I going? Okay, yeah, so I have a habit of, at the beginning of the week, I will open up and look at, like, I've got my calendar set out in a week-long format. So I will look at it. Yeah, shared calendar is awesome. So I will look at it and just double check, do I have an appointment this week, right? Because I'll forget, you know, weeks out, months out, however long it is. I have to do 2 MRIs a year. Do you think I remember when my next one is? Sometime in August. That's all I know. Or maybe it's July. I don't know. I'll find out the week of. I will be reminded. And that's about it, right? That's about when I will figure it out. Anybody else want to throw in their 2 cents? The hardest part about navigating the adult healthcare system with ADHD. Other than that, no clue. Exactly. Right? Remember that we look at the world in now or not now. It's either the appointment is not now or it's right now. So that's what a lot of us have a bad time with. So yeah, not today. Accurate. All of it. Mm-hmm. Yeah, the beauty of time blindness. All right, so let's make the late diagnosed connection, shall we? Finding a doctor that actually knows what they're looking for to diagnose. Yes. Well, and as I'd mentioned earlier, not only are a lot of provincial and I'm sure it goes state by state as well, but up here provincially, the system is horribly underfunded, right? And then a lot of the people in power want to keep cutting healthcare. So not only is it underfunded, then you've got doctors, nurses, clinicians, medical professionals that are retiring, and new ones are not coming in to take their place because they're just going to get fucked over, right? So yeah. Some of them are very old school, very DSM-3 mentality, right? Diagnosing your Asperger's for you and shit like that. And they have no idea what they're looking for. They're just kind of winging it. Just kind of pulling it out their ass. Well, and I hear you guys too. I'm sure it's not quite as bad, but yeah, out here it's nasty out this way. Very nasty out this way. All right, so we're going to spend a couple of minutes on something that I think gets under-discussed in the late diagnosed conversation. And this is not only based on the paperwork, but this is also based on my advocacy in the last 5 years and how many people have told me this in DMs and whatnot. When adults get diagnosed with ADHD later in life, the narrative is often framed as they were missed. The signs were there and nobody caught them. And sometimes that's true. But a lot of the times that's not the whole story. A lot of adults who are now getting diagnosed were identified as kids. They had a diagnosis, they were in the system, and then they turned 18. And the system handed them a referral and walked away, essentially. If they even did that. But the treatment stopped, nobody followed up, and the symptoms kept going. But there was no framework of support anymore. There was no language for it. There was no support. And either slowly or quickly, either way, things got fucking hard in a way that looked like character flaws or life choices rather than an untreated neurological condition. Toodaloo. Though if you're willing to pull 5K out of your ass, they'll diagnose you tomorrow. Depending on where you go, I had to pull 2K out of my ass. Yeah, it didn't exist when you were a kid. Well, it did. It just kind of had a very different meaning to a lot of the diagnosticians and such. Like I said, I'm on my way finding a doctor. Yep. I was a daydreamer, but I was well behaved. Sounds about right. At 18, I was cured. Yep. So my ass getting reassessed in my 30s. Well, and that's exactly it, right? The symptoms didn't stop, right? All of a sudden, you're just... It followed me. There you go. But yeah, if you did get diagnosed as a kid, all of a sudden you turn 18, and you get handed over to some other doctor, you get referred to somebody else, and if that follow-through doesn't happen, then, you know, you're boned until such time as later in your life shit gets to be such a problem that you have to go get reassessed. So anyway, what I had just explained is not a misdiagnosis story. It's a transition failure story. And it has a completely different set of implications for how we talk to those adults about what happened to them. When I was a kid, there were about three people in every school system that had even heard of it. Yeah, that sounds about right. For free, autism comprehensive overview was hefty when it was all said and done. How dare you not be servicing? You get a proper treatment with Asperger. Turned 18, lost all of it. Yeah. Yeah. Turned 18, lost the whole fucking thing. Right? And then had to get it all reassessed and whatnot later on in life. But just because you lost the support for it didn't mean that you lost the disorder. Right? Yeah, there it was. Oh, exactly. Especially when you are diagnosed later in life and you can look back and go, oh. Now it'll cost you $5K, Jesus. And come out here, it'll cost you $2,000. I already covered that. Turned 18 was like, help! Help, I'm drowning! Somebody save me! So, some late diagnoses aren't late. They were the same diagnosis reemerging after decades of the gap. Because the system lost the thread at 18 and nobody picked it back up. Why would it not carry over here? It's not like you're crossing international borders. That makes no sense to me. Shit, if you got diagnosed down in the States, it would carry over. So I'm not sure what you're saying. No, that just means that same for my my therapist, right? She is licensed in Alberta and Saskatchewan. She can diagnose there, but it doesn't mean that the diagnosis is not valid elsewhere. It just means that her practicing license is limited to that area. Because my doctor moved into this medical clinic that lost the diagnosis. Jesus Christ. I would have to actually look that up, Dan, just to be 100% sure. But I'm like 90% certain that's not the case. But again, I've been wrong before. So if anybody happens to find anything to prove me wrong, send it to me. Goddamn thing. All right. In the meantime, let us continue on. It is right. You did look it up? You saved me having to do the work for once, did you? Having to do all the research and shit? Okay, cool. I'll take your word for it. Okay, so next up, what does good transition care actually look like? I see that you're streaming for my birthday. How nice. Well, happy birthday. How old are you turning? 19? 19 eternally? $42. 19 it is. I am the answer. Yes, you are. It comes with more waitlist and transfer of information. I mean, yeah, okay. I guess that kind of tracks. Yeah, so long and thanks for all the fish. I was working on a fish joke, so I'm glad you beat me to it there. Trying to do a fish joke at the same time as reading the notes here. Fish? That's right, we called for you. Well, this year would be a great year to get it. A lot of cross problems, medical, anything. Getting old doctors transfer their files over. Did you see the Minofin? No, I am not the president. I'm thinking about disability ID after I apply for. No, I, unlike some others, can actually pronounce the fucking word. My wife, however, not so much. I'm sure some of you remember what my wife calls it. And if you do remember, share with the class. Anyway, our next segment. What good transitioning care looks like. By the way, across the pond, you joined us right in the middle of our educational session for the week, or at least for today, where we're talking about a nice box? No. Nice. Yay, education. Yeah, we're talking about how basically kids, when they turn 18, when they have ADHD, if they are diagnosed early, how that transition, basically the support stops when they turn 18. If you want to see the paper that I'm pulling all this from, it is pinned at the top of the chat. It's an article that came out I think 2 weeks ago, and it covers over 1.2 million people in the study. So it is a very big study. Anyway, so the research is not just describing the problem, there are actual recommendations. Okay, there's the UKAAN consensus statement. That's the UK Adult ADHD Network. Cut me off at 16. All forms of support, then I flunked out of everything. Why would they cut you off at 16? That's very interesting. You got my attention now. That's right, mods accept that librarian character who's on vacation right now. Okay, so the actual recommendations. The UKAAN, UK Adult ADHD Network, a multidisciplinary expert group. They publish specific guidance on what transition should look like. And it includes a sentence that I found in there that I think is the most important reframe in the whole topic. Transition should be a process, not an event. So kind of like what Polar Bear Mama is doing. It is a process, not just event that happens. A process. Look at that, Mama. Look at you doing the good parenting work out there as I do this weird fucking wave thing for I don't know what reason. So look at you go. Weird 90s, diagnosed practice in Texas. Doctor refused to re-diagnose me because I was about to grow out of it anyway. Yeah, did we not say that too? Right? At 18, you've grown out of it, so you don't need the support anymore. Why would you need the support? I knew a guy that did that a lot. Me too. Gave me doing the bare minimum, right? And yeah, again, regionally, yeah, a lot of this shit is going to be, it's going to be different all over the place because, you know, in Texas, you're probably going to grow out of it. Same with Tourette's. If you can get diagnosed before 18, you can get a great program, but adults are SOL. Again, I'm assuming that would, like all things, be dependent on the regional. Dependent on the region. Words are hard. Sorry, what I meant by that is...
I don't speak English. Fuck off.
All right. So, like I said, transition should be a process, not an event. The current system treats it as an event. You turn 18, the file closes, good luck. And that's about it. The research says that it should be a planned multi-month, or in the case of Polar Bear Mama, multi-year, structured process that involves both the referring system and the receiving system working together with the young person and their family before the handoff appears. Appears happens. I totally misread happens as appears, and I don't know why. Volunteer with a great Tourette's character. Nice, good on you. I get all the time doing the bare minimum. Someone called me a hero. I corrected them quickly. Just playing the long game. That's right. Playing the long game. How exactly are we supposed to grow out of it? At 18, we just spontaneously grow a new structure in our brain or something? Yes, your entire nervous system basically just regrows itself as if you're a mutant. I think that's how you grow out of it. Would have changed my life. Yours and about 1.2 million other people. I'm sure. Anyway, so as part of this transition, what should it look like? Start earlier than you think you should. Transition planning should begin at 14 to 16, Mama. Not 17 or 18. So good job, Mama. You shed your whole brain into a neurotypical adult. That's right. With hard work and sunlight, anything is possible. That's right. And Dan means sunlight the dish soap. Not that big fucking glowing deadly laser outside. Anyway, that means identifying what adult services exist in your area or have your support worker do it for you. Understanding the referral pathway and ideally establishing contact with adult services before the pediatric file closes. Not scrambling for a referral on the 18th birthday. We kind of started this. We slowly started introducing Jason to our family doctor. So she is now starting to get appointments with the same one that sees us. So we kind of started that process already. Maybe a little early, but whatever, who cares? Anyway, it's better to overlap rather than cut off. The receiving service should ideally be involved before the referring service exits. Joint appointment, shared information, a warm handoff, and this was dirty when I wrote it. A warm handoff, not a cold transfer. I want ice cream. Perfect. Jason ate the last of ours today. Comprehensive reassessment at transition. Not just a file transfer. Sorry, man, my lips just are not cooperating today. Not just a file transfer. Adolescent ADHD presentation and adult ADHD presentation are different. New clinicians need a current picture, not a diagnosis from childhood. Which, again, was why I, myself, being diagnosed at 7, then again at 20, I think 22 or 23. Anyway, somewhere between 21 and 23. And then again at 43, because, whatever. Temperature early, when it comes to neurodivergent children, you want to be prepared and know their shit by then. Yes. Precisely. Helping your young person develop self-advocacy language. So, as Mama just pointed out, you want them prepared and to know their shit. So, help them to develop self-advocacy language. What does their ADHD look like specifically? What helps? What do they need to ask for? What is their medication history? Like, these are, write it down if you need to. Obviously, if they can't remember shit like that, then yeah, write it down. But they're going to need to explain this to a stranger who doesn't have their history at this point. And that knowledge doesn't just transfer automatically from one to another. In some systems, it does. Yeah, notepads. Notepad in your phone, whatever works, right? In our system out here, I think it's all on the same computer software, if I'm not mistaken, but I could be wrong. But anyway, transition planning is not overprotecting your kid. It is filling a gap that the system was supposed to and didn't. Parents or deployments. Let them lead, step in when needed, but self-advocacy should be a skill you teach a young. Yes. And it's a 20, 23, 23, 25, 31. Wow, I thought mine was bad. Why so much? Like, why so many times in a short period like that? Can take me some time to your appointment, you tell them. That's something that I think we need to do better, because 9 of 10, my wife will jump in there and just, blah, right? Here's all the things, because she doesn't want anything missed. However, it's not giving somebody else the opportunity to advocate for herself. So, I think that is something that we need to work on my end. Parents, if you get your kid diagnosed through the school board, make sure you get a copy of the psychoeducational assessment and keep it in a safe place so they can present it when needed to the next clinician. An actual safe space. Not the safe place where you like put down your keys that one time and now you had to go and get the master from somewhere and get it recut a bunch of times. Yeah. Not that safe space. Safe place, whatever. Takes so much self-control. I bet it does. Gotta let them say the words. Let them find them. Let them find their limits. Then you can step in and help. Yep. Yep, that tracks. That absolutely tracks. So yes, another good piece of advice there from Roxy as well. Sit down with them and discuss what you're there for. That's fair. All right. Continuing into our next little section, and that is if you already fell through the cracks. This one is for the adults who lived it. How many of you are adults who lived it? How many of you are adults that fell through the cracks, Dan? The kids know what meds, what they're for. Jason does too. I don't know if she knows what they are. I think she knows what they're for, though. Pretty sure me. So, directly to the people who already fell through this gap. Because the practical advice about starting transition planning at 14 is... I don't have to take this fucking abuse. Practical advice for someone who is starting the transition from one doctor to the adult doctors, planning at 14, is not so useful to somebody who is 35 and looking back and saying, what the fuck happened? So if you lost treatment at 18 and never fully found your way back, the data says that you are the rule, not the exception. The majority of young adults who lose ADHD treatment at that transition point don't reinitiate within years. That's not about your motivation or your insight or your character. That is documented. That is a documented failure rate of a broken system at a hard developmental period. Wow, we're going there. Oh yeah. I said I was going to go somewhat easy, Dan. I didn't say I was going to fucking take you off the hook. 20 was the initial. Okay, 23, so more issues. Really anxious person, bullshit. Look at sent you right. Inside doctor again. What the fuck? Pretended she didn't see his email. 25, then 31. Should to bed. Alright, well I guess that makes sense. And the rest of it, yeah, that's for you guys there. All right, so the path back to getting a treatment at this point is harder than staying in it would have been. All good. All good, of course. Anyway, the path back to the treatment is harder than staying in it would have been. That is also documented. Adult ADHD services are under-resourced in most places. Oh, fuck me. In most places. There we go. The wait lists are real. Many of us know this. The navigation is genuinely difficult. Finding a clinician who knows what they're doing with adult ADHD is fucking harder than it needs to be. Way harder than it needs to be. None of that means it's not worth pursuing. It means the difficulty is external and real, not internalized and personal. So, to Barneyfy that, the system is broken, not you. Social anxiety didn't fully make sense because social decisions don't make me anxious. I mean, that's fair. But there are so many times that autism is misdiagnosed as social anxiety. Just on the face of it. We talked about that a couple of weeks ago when we discussed doctors that essentially are lazy and will just slap a label on you with the first thing that they find and not go any deeper. Millennial doctor, which after years of boomers, I'm happy with. Yeah, no shit. My doctor is about my age. Maybe a little bit older than me. Alright, we got 5 minutes, I see, and I've got just enough time to wrap this up. So, for anyone who is currently navigating that path back to it, and I don't know how many of you are, if you are, but for anybody who is currently navigating that path back to treatment, it counts as self-advocacy to bring your history to a new clinician. Hey! Hi, Roxy, thanks. But it makes sense to bring your history to a new clinician and say, I was diagnosed as a kid, I lost treatment at transition, I've been managing without support for years, and I'm here now. That history is relevant, the gap is relevant, and you're not starting from zero. So, again, you did not fail the system. The system failed you at the exact moment it was the most expensive to do so. That is a different problem with a different solution. Again, to Barneyfy it, the system is broken, not you. So, for the adults who did fall through the cracks, I want to hear from you specifically. Those who did get back on track, what finally got you back seeking support? What made it possible? And if not, what is still in the way? This doesn't have to be resolved. I just want to hear from you guys. My wife, he also told me that 10 minutes in he knew. Same with my therapist. I knew you're autistic 15 minutes after meeting you. Really? The fuck? I'm pretty sure there's a certain across the bond in here who made a joke about that at the time too. I fucking remember. Can't help my kids if I don't help myself. That's one way to look at it. But anybody else, for the adults who fell through the system, fell through the cracks of the system, what finally got you back on track? Or, if you didn't, what is still in the way? Brought everything to neuropsych. Yeah, I'm very glad I did. My doctor is confident you're autistic. That was the second visit. Nice. Nice, nice. Yeah, for me it was I was having like some depression, anxiety issues at the time. It means dealing with physical issues. Don't want to be taking tests. Don't want to be doing funds. People who think they're qualified. The sport ended after university. Pandemic forced me to seek sports. You and numerous others. I can no longer raw dog it. Fair enough. There's a whole lot of nope right now. Got diagnosed as an adult, so I'm still a work in progress. Yes, and what a fine piece of work you are. For me, the fact in states, I know it works for me. It can be a fight every month. Yeah, that definitely sounds like a hurdle. That's a hurdle that I do not envy. I'm very thankful that it's, at least up here for us, it's not quite that stringent. I just said it's only ADHD, I'll be fine. Then the pandemic, again, for so many. What ended up being sick, yeah. How's the ADHD management going? Yeah. Yeah, I see that. Copying daily habits of cannabis. There you go. Hey, did you read my Substack on Monday for 420? Cannabis and ADHD? We'll talk about that very briefly right after we get back from the self-care break. So grab yourself some water, a snack, pet the dog, have a pee, have a stretch.
After these messages, we'll be right back.
I'll actually fill my coffee.
Everybody. Everybody.
Hello! We're back with a guest.
Hello.
Everybody say hi to my youngest, my one and only beloved, my darling Jasa. So, our conversation today was about ADHD kids when they turn 18 and how that transition tends to miss a lot of people and they don't end up continuing their treatment because of the medical system, they get lost. So what we were talking about is Polar Bear Mama is a good example. She's already talking to her kids about what they have and an understanding of ADHD, autism, things like that, and their medication and all of that fun stuff. Now, you tend to know a lot more than a lot of kids your age, in general, but about ADHD and autism and such. Do you know what your meds are?
No.
You don't know what their names are,
I don't read the bottles.
but you know what they do.
Yeah.
Yeah. How much of an understanding do you think you have about it?
I believe, a basic amount of understanding.
Can you guys hear her pretty well? By the way. Because I know she tends to get quiet, ironically. Yeah, you can hear her good?
Okay, good.
Okay. Yeah, stop moving that way. But you have a pretty good understanding?
Yep.
Okay. Have you... Now, I don't remember if Mom made the appointment or if you guys have already had the appointment. Have you met Dr. McConnell yet?
I don't believe so.
Like mine and Mom's family doctor?
I don't believe so.
No. But I'm pretty sure you have an appointment to meet him.
Maybe.
Yeah. But... Love this sweatshirt.
Thank you. This Karomi.
The name of my meds, Helen Fred Lucifer. Oh, there you go. A little bit quiet, but I can hear her fine.
Okay, good.
Yeah. Okay, so... Because what we want to do is we want to make sure that when you turn 18, that transition from seeing your current doctor, Dr. Ong, into... Because by the time you turn 18, right, that'll close.
Mm-hmm.
Right, because he won't see you anymore because you'll be an adult, right?
And I'm a kid.
Yes, you are. Come back over here.
Okay.
Thank you.
My arm is so itchy. Hold on.
Okay.
It's too itchy to...
Standing by.
Standing by while I itch my arm.
Okay, so yeah, we're trying to actively make that transition easier for you because the paper that all my notes are from here talk about over 1 million kids that basically the system fucked them.
Oh.
Because when they turned 18, then they didn't know what to do. They didn't make that transition to an adult doctor, and their ADHD did not get treated anymore. They didn't have medication for it, and basically it screwed them.
Yeah.
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 And we don't want that for you because boop.
Boop.
There you go.
Boop, 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 boop.
Speaking of medication, somebody is not on theirs today.
It was because of a failed dentist appointment, which I still am upset about.
That's alright. We got it rebooked.
And I'm terrified.
Just a much bigger one. Yes,
I'm
me too.
taller than you.
It's like the only time you can say that. The black hole of adulthood opened up. Yep. Autistic adult is pretty much kid, right? Not entirely, but yes. Where am we? Don't have pediatric. Don't have pediatricians. Well, I mean, okay, yeah, there are going to be some cases where that happens. I didn't have a pediatrician either. My doctor until I was 43, 42, was the same doctor who popped me out. You gonna live?
Why am I laughing?
I don't know. Something dork. I love the box you gave me. Alright, we're done now. Go away. I love you.
Love you too.
Nut.
You're a nut.
Because it's great to laugh. Holy fuck snacks.
Yes, it is great to laugh.
Yes, it is.
Okay, don't slam the door.
Yeah, please don't. Holy shit, look at that critter. Well, what the hell? Howdy, howdy, stranger. By the way, we're done the paper that I was talking about. So, hey, you guys, any questions, comments, additions to what we talked about? Because now's the time. Laughing is like yachting. Something other people do. If you say so. How do I meet this? I'm gonna phone call my sister-in-law about this stuff. All right. I got one. Where has Nate been hiding? That's a good question. That is a really good question. Inquiring minds want to know. I would love to answer that for you, but unfortunately, I am not Nate. So, we're going to turn the floor over to Nate. Ready? Go. Where have you been hiding? Yeah, New Zealand, we know. No thanks. Fuck. What the fuck, man? In case you get over there. Well, what's up? Come on, tell us the story. We want to know. Inquiring minds want to know this shit. I haven't looked, but I'm sure you noticed that I threw a note at you earlier yesterday. Well, yesterday for me. Oh yeah, another quick reminder while I'm thinking of it.
Trans rights are human rights, and if you don't agree, you can fuck off.
Had to get that out of my system. Have you seen a kiwi bird? I'm sure he's seen many. We're waiting on the story. By the way, welcome aboard. What, we got Draconic Bones. Hello. Sounds delightful. How is Kiwi Bird Land? That is a good question. How is Kiwi Bird Land? Ba 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 ba. Howdy, howdy. Meh, that good, huh? Well, tell us a story. And same with you there, Draconic Bones. Tell us a story. Tell us about you. You come up with a story. I'll trade you. I'll tell you about me, and then you show me yours. I'll show you mine. What?
Tyler, but people know me by many names. But most know me as Spaz or Squirrel Dad. And here's a little bit about me. I'm a mental health advocate. I have autism and ADHD. I'm a giant nerd. I love space! I love Star Wars. I'm also a Mandalorian. I'm an artist. I'm an animator. I'm a musician. I'm a veteran DJ. And I love all things AI. So what can you expect here? Well, we chat about everything. We talk mental health. We chat about nerdy stuff. We talk about food. Hell, around here, off topic is the topic. All in all, we like to have fun, but we don't talk religion or politics. No. There's enough division and hatred out there already. My community is a safe space for all, no matter if you're neurodivergent or not, if you're gay, straight, or trans, no matter where you are, no matter what color you are, no matter who you love, no matter what you believe. You are all welcome in my house. Just respect everybody and don't be an asshole. So again...
There you go. There's a little bit about me. New things that I need to add to that list is I'm a published author. And with the ADHD advocacy, actually, I'm going to show you guys something here in a second. I just need to turn on studio mode so I can get the right window. Yes, not the webcam. There we go. All right. All right. Yeah, Nate, I want to hear your story, so DM it to me. I'm falling asleep this bad while you're at work? Yeah, that is a little bad. Don't do that. I mean, in general, that's probably just not a good idea. All right. Do we have our lovely Across the Bond still kicking around? Because I promised I was going to show you something. Let's whoop. Not that. That. I got my setup well set up. Perfect. Yes, I'm here. That's right. Fuck sleep. Only caffeine did actual caffeine things. Right? So, and this is something I actually got to make a video about, is I have not halted my advocacy just because I can't do videos anymore. I have been, if you didn't know, I've got a Substack like everybody else and their fucking dog nowadays. But on mine, I take, I'm signed up for Google Scholar. So it sends me brand new peer-reviewed information on ADHD and autism. I break that down into more human terms. Now, I get like between 100 and 140 articles a week. I narrow it down to like between 7 and 10 kind of thing. I will do articles on them. I will post them here on Substack, or I will do streams about them like today's. Some facts about me would be deeply obsessed with any superhero media I can find. Nice, I like that. Love playing a lot of video games. Awesome. I listen to pretty much any music. There's not much music I dislike. Awesome. Awesome possum. Yeah, both behaving like a squirrel. There you go. Just a girl. Yep, we know. All right. I did promise I was, like I said, on Monday, I did the article I did. By the way, died of autism, Terry. I don't know who Terry is, but apparently he's got autism. But I did the research about cannabis and ADHD. I did that for 420 because, I mean, who the fuck would miss that opportunity? So this is probably my longest article by about 2 times compared to the other ones that I do. The TLDR People with ADHD report that cannabis helps. Controlled research mostly doesn't confirm it as a treatment. Both things are consistently true across decades of data. Cannabis does something real in ADHD brains. It also costs something real, especially with regular use, starting in adolescence. This is all covered in this article here. And just to be totally transparent, these are the number of sources that I pulled it from. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 different sources on the topic. So yeah, I did do that for 420. Now again, just because it says that, you know, it does the things, whatever, if it is something that helps you, go for it. If it is something that Poet is scared of, okay, right? I'm very upfront about this in the beginning of it, right? I'm not anti-cannabis. I'm also not a regular user. I've taken a gummy occasionally to help with sleep or extreme MS pain. Genuinely, occasionally. That's about the extent of it. Now, I'm talking like 3 times a year, occasionally, right? I live in Canada, so it's legal up here. I don't have a position what you do recreationally. You know, I don't give a shit, right? It has no effect on me. Why would I care?
Drink your water! Unclench your jaw! Take your meds! Eat something yummy, motherfucker!
There you go. Mrs. being able to use it. I mean, fair enough. Anyway, yeah, I just wanted to touch on that. Just to let you know that, yeah, I just did an article on that. Since you had mentioned it, it just made me think of that. I don't think anyone under 25 should partake, especially unless medically necessary, before your brain firms up around 25. Yeah, on average. Well, which is something that we discussed in today's article that we covered, right? Is that, you know, your prefrontal cortex is not fully developed until your mid-20s. 25-ish. Other people use and enjoy it. And you know what? If it's recreational, good for you. If it's something you take to manage pain, good for you. I hate that you have the pain and have to use it for that, but, you know, do what's going to work for you, right? No judgment around here. Now, if you start getting into, like, the Peruvian marching powder and whatnot, okay, well, I'm going to be a little more judgy on that. A little of both for me. Whatever works for you. Oh, my knee won't up. Yeah. Yeah. And again, you know, you got my attention now. Getting into an article about the Peruvian marching powder, the devil's dandruff, the Colombian dancing dust, whatever you want to call it. Just as much as dose in winter, as it does in winter. CBD is the relaxant. Yeah, THC guy. I don't live with pain. Pain lives with me. That's right. I'm not locked in here with you. You're locked in here with me. That's my best impression of him. Forbidden lettuce? Well, that's wasn't quite where I was going with that. The devil's lettuce. The skunky salad. Dancing dust sounds fun. Especially when you're a raver. Today's episode brought to you by the letter E and K. Or the letters S and M and the number 69. I'm Agent 47 Hitman movie. The one I'm referring to is from the Watchmen movie. You use it. Oh, you use like a cannabis cream kind of thing? Fuck, where did mine go? I actually have one. I thought it was sitting right here on my desk. Apparently not. I guess my wife moved it. Maybe she borrowed it. Kind of its effect neuromuscular disease has been my main study the last decade. That's awesome. Some days I live my life to be the villain in somebody else's story. Well, like I said last time, I mean, there's somebody's therapist out there that knows who I am. They know my name. And I'm okay with that. Trevor the dog. Well, at least it wasn't peanut butter. Methamphetamine is the best. Is it really? Fair enough, I guess. Yeah, no, it's not. Sadly, it doesn't work like that. No, I've actually got one kicking around here somewhere. But yeah, I think the wife must have stole it. I guess she needed it more than I did. Oh well, that happens. Bleach, well. That's one way to cure COVID. Not a great way. Heard a high off your ass, but high up my ankle? I mean, it could be a thing. Maybe. Maybe, I don't know. Again, whatever works for you. Alright, let me see here. These kind of cannabis way on the research prove and disprove the education. Yeah. Good luck. That's all I gotta say there. Good luck. Rorschach. Yeah, it was Rorschach. If you bleach your anus, is that changing your ringtone? Yes. Changing your doorbell, maybe? I guess. It's also a way to cure depression. Bleach? I'm trying to catch up with your reference there. Bleaching your asshole, I guess, maybe? Way to cure your depression? Bleaching your asshole, I guess. Bleach is a way to cure your depression. The newest, funkiest way to cure your depression is bleaching your asshole. Okay. Drinking bleach cures pretty much everything. Yeah. Cures life, that's for sure. Cures that pesky existence. Sound uncomfortable? I mean, I would assume, at a guess, I have no idea how they do it, if they like put it on a wet wipe or what the deal is. You won't have depression anymore. It's true, you won't have anything anymore. It's got the juice. Bipartisan support, just not enough yet. It could happen this year. Not high chance. Well, I mean, he's in the process of allowing for why is the word escaping me here? Is it shrooms or is it psilocybin as well? Like LSD. Just one to say I miss you. And as like Poet and I actually talked about you last night before, whatever. It's why I sent you the message there, because I was like, I was thinking about you in the afternoon. I'm like, I gotta send him a message. It's been fucking forever, and the prick never messages back. Uh, 50% of words have not been escaping for 9 months now. It sounds like you need to carry a dictionary around with you. Reply to my message, you fucker. Lay face down in a group of puppies. Skip for 3 years of improvement. Still prevent a lot of research hurdles. Considering downgrade as. Yeah, I'm not 100% sure what it was. I only kind of half-ass caught it. Like the headline, and I see there are a few headlines about it. About basically allowing for psilocybin. Especially with, like, veterans and whatnot. Anybody who's got better information than me, please correct me. That's fair. My trauma says no. The aim is never getting hacked again. Hey, there's that. Yeah, I'm aware, but I have to give them a hard time about it. Some countries are doing basic... Of the psilocybin? Well, the States is talking about it right now. Yeah, for me, face full of puppies, it's my trauma that says no. I'm sure some of you remember very well my trauma with puppies. Yeah, I think it's specifically aimed for veteran. You know what? Fuck it. Let's just look it up, man. What am I actually possibly? That's interesting. Let's have a look. U.S. Let's see how good my spelling is. That's not how you spell it, but thank you. There you go. Psilocybin remains a Schedule 1 illegal substance, blah, blah, blah. Currently undergoing rapid legal and medical shifts. Oregon and Colorado have legalized supervised use. Number of cities have decriminalized it. FDA granted breakthrough therapy status. Yeah, medical research, blah, blah, blah. Sleep is also hard. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Give me TLDR on the U.S. and the shit Cheeto is signing about psilocybin. Is that how you spell it? Wow. Go MS fingers. You want to see how well Claude knows me? Yep, went and found it. Based on what I just said. That's how well Claude knows me. Here's the TLDR. What's happening? Trump signed an executive order on April 18th directing the FDA to fast-track review of psilocybin and ibogaine. Ibogaine? I've heard the word. I can't pronounce it, though. Directing 50 mil towards federal funds, towards access, blah, blah, blah. Joke, can I? Yeah, I heard that. Yada, yada. What it actually does, FDA prioritize review. Directs the DEA, FDA to establish a pathway for eligible patients to access psychedelics. That was a word that escaped me. Psychedelics. And fast track, reschedule review, blah, blah, phase 3 trials complete, yada, yada. It doesn't change the legal status of it. Psilocybin is still Schedule 1. Nobody's handing out mushrooms to the VA yet. There we go. And see, even down here, for your advocacy work, the mental health angle here is worth watching closely. But yeah, that's how well my Claude knows me, is I put that in. I put in that prompt and it actually fucking wrote back. Yeah. Anyway, yeah, so there's the, wow, I misspelled that word hard. They're the basics of it anyway. Yeah, yet. Will it get there? I mean, maybe eventually. We'll find out. I think Portland too. According to this, where did they say? Oh, it was back in the Google one that said it. Hello. Hey, there we go. I've actually already got an account there, Nate. Okay. Cool, got it. And yes, spelling is way overrated. Yeah, I saw that. I've already got an account there. Because of course I do. Sure is fuck that Mosey. Yeah. How is it? It's very Discord. I mean, it's not something that I think everybody is going to flock to in a heavy capacity. Well, I do have an account there. Yeah, very Discord. Like, you could tell it's very Discord influenced. But without the side effect of having all of your information and shit handed out to whomever. Yes, you did. Yes, you did indeed. This right now, insurance companies are unconvinced on FD. Microsoft using off level usage to take time to get there. Yeah. Italy was ready to go. That's fair. It is definitely something to keep an eye on, right? It's definitely something that we're gonna, in the mental health space, that is going to be watched like a fucking hawk. That's for sure. Where's the train? Oh, you know what? I totally forgot to even turn it on, to be honest with you. Train's right here. Okay, there restarted the same. Yeah. Where is Oh, thank you much. That's right. I'm still living in this capital hellscape with the rest of us and blah, 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 and yada, yada. Things and stuff. If you can, fantastic. If you can't, I still love you. There you go. There's the donate link if you feel so inclined. There's the train. Oh yeah, the coffee maker. The single serving Keurig that Dan wants me to get from my office. That's funny. Hi, Train. What's up, Train? How you doing? And remember, if you don't like the color of your current car, too fucking bad. I mean, just let me know and I'll change it, since I can't seem to figure out the proper code to get you guys to do it. It works in theory. Apparently not so much in practice. Oh well. Ah, you like those? Howdy, howdy. And welcome to our happy little corner. What is up, Nikki M? Nikki Emmy. Nikki Emmy, I dig it. First in theory, not in practice. Let's see. Oh, I have more than 2. I think I got 5. Ugh. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I got 5 sitting up there. Because there's 2 right here. There's the 3rd. There's the 4th. And hiding right here is the 5th. Bombs rude. Yes, they are. You know what else is rude? When everybody farts. There you go. Big shout out for Nikki Emmy. Hello, welcome. You are, let's see. What does that say? I was reading your thingy there. Hi, I'm an artist who loves gaming and a bit of yapping too. Excellent. What do you like to yap about? Tell us a little bit about yourself. You know what? I did it once before. I'll do it again. You show me yours and I'll show you mine. Ready?
Tyler, but people know me by many names. But most know me as Spaz or Squirrel Dad. And here's a little bit about me. I'm a mental health advocate. I have autism and ADHD. I am a giant nerd. I love space. I love Star Wars. I'm also a Mandalorian. I'm an artist. I'm an animator. I'm a musician. I'm a veteran DJ. And I love all things AI. So what can you expect here? Well, we chat about everything. We talk mental health. We chat about nerdy stuff. We talk about food. Hell, around here, off topic is the topic. All in all, we like to have fun, but we don't talk religion or politics. No. There's enough division and hatred out there already. My community is a safe space for all, no matter if you're neurodivergent or not, if you're gay, straight, or trans, no matter where you are, no matter what color you are, no matter who you love, no matter what you believe. You are all welcome in my house. Just respect everybody and don't be an asshole.
There you go. There's my story. The 2 things that I missed in there and I have to update. One is I have advanced stage MS, and 2, I'm a published author. And yeah. And there we go. But that's me in a nutshell. Hey, thanks. Yep, there's my book right there. Yay. Working on my second one, which is going to be a series. Eventually. It's just, this week I'm a little bit distracted because some little fucknut in the corner decided that I needed to work on a song about crayons in the microwave. Actually, I'm double certified. That's the ADHD coach certificate. That's the autism coach certificate. So yeah, I forgot that too. So yes, that needs to be updated. Mind you, that video is like a year old. Yeah. Oh, I could show you a sample of what it sounds like, but I'm not gonna. You have to be here on Sunday to hear the final results from both Jay and I. He challenged Jay and I both. Write a song about crayons in the microwave. So we did. Jay, I believe, both final results. That's right. You hear them on my stream in the afternoon and Jay's stream Sunday night. Dan, you want to give Jay another shout out, please? But yeah. I thought he challenged you and you challenged me. No, he challenged us both, like he always does. Because he's kind of a prick. Hey, Demon Daddy. Speaking of which, even though I can't and won't show you that one, there is one thing I can do. Whoop. Where's Shoe's hammer when I need it? Well, time to get added to my stream. Free music. That is right. That is right. Like I said, even though I can't and won't show you that. Hey, why is that so far over? What the fuck? What the fuck? There we go. Perfect. Perfect. Yeah, here's my copy of it. It's called Glop. AKA Rainbows in the Microwave. No, I'm not going to show you a copy of that one. But, at least it's not a chainsaw. Hey, you know what's really funny? Is Saws and Slides actually is one of the most popular songs on that album. Would you believe? Who fucking knew, eh? Who knew? What I can do is I could show you this one, because I'm a dink. Hey Nate, you still around?
This an open invitation. This a lifelong dedication. And I feel inebriation from the sweet intoxication. And I like it when you chase me. It feels so good when you chain me. And it feels good when you hurt me. And I like it when you burn me. My demon daddy. Demon daddy. My demon daddy. Demon daddy. My demon daddy. And you like it when I beg you. And you like it when I get you. And you like it when I want you. And you like it when I taunt you. And I stay when you tell me here. And I breathe when you draw me near. And I lose what I used to fear. When the voice is the only thing I hear.
Liar. You fucking love it.
Demon daddy. 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 And I like it when you chase me. It feels so good when you chain me. And it feels good when you hurt me. And I like it when you burn me. My demon daddy. Demon daddy. Demon daddy. Demon daddy.
speaking of the challenges, remember I said that Dan challenged us again. If you didn't hear the first challenge, it is available on Spotify, YouTube, Apple, Amazon, wherever you hear your tunes at. But it actually, it's released under my Revenge Part 1 album. Yeah, Dan challenged us. Thanks, Dan. He challenged us to create a song with chainsaws and slide whistles.
Banging do the sound, and you know you want it raw. I'ma tell you work like a motherfucking chainsaw.
Thanks, Jay. Of course that's a command. Song with a chainsaw, he says. It'll be fun, he says. Actually, it was.
That whistle, bitch. Nowhere. That whistle, bitch. Fuck it, I'm done.
There you go. All right. Again, that was Dan's challenge. The first time was doing that, chainsaws and slide whistles. Now we have one with crayons in a microwave. Why? Because apparently Dan had already signed up years ago for that psilocybin treatment, I guess. Oh well. Anyway. All right, so today's lecture is concluded. Lecture, I guess. Yeah, so this Sunday, I'll be back on Friday. I'm going to get out of here because it's that time. I'm got to get the kid to singing lessons and whatnot. But, so I'll be back on Friday. Don't know what we're going to do Friday, but we will see then. 1 week, no meds, leads to some weird requests. Yeah, no shit. But Sunday will be the grand reveal for the crayons in the microwave. So make sure you drop in and check us out then. It'll give me a couple more days to master the track and finish up some of the shit. But I'm pretty much done my... Jay, you're pretty much done yours too, huh? This is what happens when he fucking issues this and I fall down a rabbit hole for like 2 or 3 days. It is just ridiculous. Anyway, make sure, if you want to hear it, make sure that you are here on Sunday for the grand reveal. Until then, my lovelies, thank you all for being here. I appreciate the hell out of all of you. You guys could have been anywhere, but you hung out with this idiot, and I appreciate that. Fine-tuning bits and pieces. Yeah, so for the most part, we're done. That's cool. I dig it. What was I going to say? I'm assuming you're mastering. I can master yours too, sure. Sure, why not? Alright, well, until Friday, where I don't know what the hell we're doing, but we'll figure it out. Next Wednesday, coaching again. I don't know what the topic is. Remember, kids, if you have a topic you want me to go over, put it in the coaching channel in the Discord. I will be happy to research the bestest of my ability. All right? Anyway, so until Friday. I see an idiot, but I see a human who's doing his best. Yes, absolutely. That's right. Thank you, mods, as always. And for the rest of you, I'll see you in the Discord. Drink your water, take your meds, be kind to yourself, and I will see you soon.